Oh man, look at me. Look at well, I messed my hair up. I think it's what the hell is going on with my hair? Oh boy. Oh, and I turn it on so I can see the chatters, the chatters. Get everything in order. Well, good morning. 2 minutes into the show this morning. I hope everybody is awake this morning. Oh, we have somebody in there. Don't be shy. Come on in and join us. Don't be shy. Hey, Dave. Good morning. How's the hand today? No judge today, eh? I'm not going to set no judgment. Oh, here comes my old woman. My woman. Sit right here, girl. Sit right here, girlfriend.
I got right here your giant cup.
My giant cup. Well, we're getting in this holiday spirit.
Well, we don't have a Halloween cup big
Oh,
enough.
be sure to holler at Dave here.
Hi, Dave. Do you want some more bacon with your egg in the hole, or you
You
just
haven't
go?
started cooking yet, have you? Well, just give us a. Let's wait till about 9.
Okay. Do you still want? Do you want some ham with the egg in the hole, or just the egg in the hole?
Just they get home.
Okay.
But around 9 o'clock.
9. Okay.
Yeah. She hollered at you. She hollered at you, Dave. Um, well, it's a beautiful morning in Alabama. Um, Sunshiny. She did holler at you, but she's already went down the hall. Um, Dave, I cut down some bamboo yesterday. I have I have a growing out there, a Nandino bush that was given to me by a dear relative 25 years ago, and the bamboo grew up around it in that 25 years. And so I went out there and cut around the Nandino. Nandino comes out at Christmas, all full of red berries and beautiful green leaves, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss that. So I went out there and cut back uh, the bamboo around the Nandino bush. I keep my bamboo under control by while I keep it trimmed back, but over a period of time, I had just neglected to keep the Nandino clean because the the bamboo will pull the moisture out of the bamboo will pull the moisture out from around the Nandino, and I wanted to be really, vivid for December. I have a chameleon tree out here that blooms at Christmas time, and it'll be like a snowball bush, just full of beautiful white flowers about that big around. It usually blooms in December. And over on the side of the house over there, I've got a Lenten rose that has been coming up for 25 years. It also, you go out there and it'll be frost all over the Lenten rose and beautiful little flowers on it. They thrive in cold weather. Coldness don't seem to bother them. Is your hand okay today? Hand needs a, oh, uh, yeah, it is. We not only did we have to cut the bamboo. See, the bamboo is 70 foot tall. Well, we can judge it by the tower. And when we cut them down, we drug them with a pickup truck up there along the crepe myrtles, and we laid them under the crepe myrtles because soon the leaves will all be coming off the crepe myrtles, and they'll lay up there to dry. I was hoping somebody would come by and say that there's four of them at 70 foot long, lined up, and I was hoping somebody would come by. Y'all gonna do anything of that bamboo? No. Can we have some of your bamboo? Sure. How much you want for it? Well, I'll give you all the bamboo you want. Let's go, Clyde. There's something up to here right here. Nobody gives nothing away. You can keep your damn old bamboo, you old fool. I don't like your bamboo anyhow. I never liked that shit. But ma'am, I was trying to give it to you. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. Hell yeah, I know what you mean. Mm-hmm. You was looking at my breast, wasn't you? No, 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 no. No, I wasn't looking at your breast. My eyes are up here, mister. Well, please, ma'am, I'll take you some of that bamboo if you want it and go. Hey, I'm in America. You don't ever tell me when to go and when not to go. Well, ma'am, you stopped here at my place. Whoa, oh, now look at him. He's trying to start something, Clyde. That was Arkadelphia Theater. Arkadelphia Theater. Brown chicken. Brown chicken. Good morning to you. Well, that was my presentation of a Karen in Arkadelphia. There's always, I'm telling you, you can't meet the needs of a Karen. Because if you give in and you give them what they want, they know you're up to something. Sir chicken. That's an old, what is that, a roll? That's a Dominicker. No, it's got a white. I used to know every chicken there was. Dominickers, Rhode Island Reds. Well, I'm going to tell you, brown chicken, um, to a meteorologist, when a hurricane's coming, they become aroused and they won't quit thrusting the news on you, and they'll thrust the news on you, and they'll thrust the news on you till it's over. That was a good hurricane. They live for this moment. This is their life. This is as near as an orgasm as a meteorologist will ever have. A hurricane. Oh, let a mountain blow up. The lava was going to wipe out everybody. They are. Oh, they usually pick on a woman. She's always real pretty up there. And who's watching the weather when she's up there? They're a necessary evil, but they can't just bring it. Well, today we got a hurricane forming in the Gulf, and it's 913 millibars, and the speeds are just approaching Category 1. And we'll check back with you this afternoon. Oh, hell no. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, a hurricane is coming and we're going live. We're going to be, we got Bert out in the field. We got Dave over in the field, and we've got people in it. We got people standing right on the beach waiting for it to roll in. Yes, yes, we've got people on the scene. And they always have some poor, pitiful slicker out there. And he'll be out there, and that wind will be blowing, or the snow, or whatever the major event is. And they always pick some poor guy to be out there, and his hat to be, everything to be puffed up on him. And you're having tea this morning. Well, by Jove, I believe Dave is having a spot of tea. Pip, pip. Uh, Stuff we learned from the movies. Well, I was kind of waiting to see if my baby sister was going to show up today, because she could give us she could be color commentary for us on the scene. She could give us all the latest, what's going on. And oh, beef stroganoff. Oh, I make some good beef stroganoff too. I I think getting that meat just tender and just all that kind of stuff at the right time. What did we fix yesterday that was so? Oh, I didn't know I could show you a pit. Oh, yes, I can. Let me see. I'll show you a picture of what we had yesterday. I made this. Uh, I had pork chops, and I chopped I took my little thing and I chopped them up, pounded them up. I put the seasoning on the pork chop and pounded them in real good. Turned them over, seasoned the other side, and pounded them in real good. Took my big cast iron skillet, filled full of bacon grease, heated that up, and oh yeah, yeah, and fried the pork chops. Meanwhile, over here, I had my boiling potatoes for the mashed potatoes. Lots of butter in my mashed potatoes, and so I had to had them boiling, and then I took up the pork chops, and put them on a platter, and sprinkled my flour in that hot pork chop grease. Now, I wish you'd quit talking. And um, made cream gravy and browned it real good, and then put the cream in there. And oh, oh. I'll show you. I will show you my. It ain't a pretty thing. Presentation is all. That's the most important thing. But I don't know if I will be able to show you that where it will show up. There's two pork chops, and I scraped some of the gravy out of the bottom of the skillet because I like that flavor. This is what I made for the little girl yesterday. She came in. That brown clump of stuff, well, that's my gravy over the top of mashed potatoes and butter. And I had managed to squeeze a little salad in there. That was for lunch yesterday. Pounded, chopped. I guess, what do they call that when you do that? Tenderizing the pork chop. Boy, it was so good. That was yesterday. All my pork chops went away. Let me see, make sure I ain't dead. My signal was really good this morning, but I don't know. Maybe I died already. Let me see if I died. Gotta use my phone.
How dare you call my mother a heifer? Take that!
Okay. You can't escape them movies. Okay, let me get over here. Oh, some people a little upset over. I guess they didn't get the hurricane they wanted. Some people really wanted to have a hurricane. Oh, see if I can get the. Y'all just bear with me now. Let me see. I waved my hand over here. Yeah, it's actually live. It says live right up there. Okay. I worry about my signal going off because don't like the idea of just setting. Okay. Dave's going to make tea. Brown chicken, are you still here with me? Oh. Oh, I'm out of too much plain talk. I'm out of. Oh, I got three people in here. Well, old Mac didn't want to be alone. Oh, how was your evening? Have you had breakfast already? I told my little woman she wanted to fix breakfast and that she's going to make me another toad in the hole. I liked that one so much yesterday. She's going to make me another toad in the hole. And I told her, I said, no, don't do it till 9 o'clock. I hate to eat in front of everybody, but it has to be done. Well, I thought my sister would come in and she'd give us a blow by blow on, what it was like when it came through her place there at Tampa. She lives in an apartment building and they're up there, so she wasn't worried about flooding. I think they all went to a shelter. I'm sure it's a stronger wind than she's ever seen before. Well, here it is, Thirsty Thursday, and I think we're going to go for a little ride today. Nothing serious, um, but um, we got to go pick up a couple of things. My little dog yesterday, when I went out there to get in the truck to drag the bamboo, my little dog, American Outlaw, good morning. My little dog wanted to ride with me, so he hops up in the truck and man, he rode all around as we was dragging the bamboo. 43 degrees in Wisconsin. Well, um, that's pretty chilly. Okay, buddy, just make your tea and just hop in whenever you get a chance. Yeah, we're going to take a little bike ride today. I think we were going to have leftovers. Yeah, I think she said we was going to have leftovers, so I don't have to worry about going out there and coming back, coming back home and having to go in there and cook. Oh man, my Ruthie, we'd be off somewhere and we'd come rolling in. I'd be hungry, and I'd come in here and I'd get on my ham radio. Hello world, and next thing you know, she'd be coming over there with a tray full of food. She could go in the kitchen, and she was like an artist. She would reach and grab this and get right over there and this. And in fact, there was a rule back in the early days: you don't want to come in the kitchen, huh? You stay out of the kitchen. She could whip up a meal so fast, man. That's I always admired that. Well, that's one of the reasons I married her. She's so much like my mama. I was a mama's boy. Man, we had some good times in the early years. Um, my mother had an operation. This was 1952. No, I'm sorry, 1962. 1962. She had a major operation, but we were in 1962. We was heading to Alabama from Chowchilla, California. Was going to go over there. It was in September of '62. And Mother had heard through the family that my brother and I was heading out to Alabama. I had a Plymouth Fury. And she said, I want to go with you. I go, Mom, you just got out of the hospital. She said, I'm all right. I can take care of myself. I said, no, Mom, you really don't need that. But that's a long ride. And she said, I really want to go see my sister. I just want to go see my sister. I said, okay. We put her in the car. She never complained about nothing. Me and my brother liked to drive a little fast, but she'd kind of keep an eye on that speed over there. And we took her back to Alabama to see her sister, my aunt. While we was there for a week, the day we left out, there was a storm coming, so we left Birmingham, Alabama, and went towards Memphis. And we just barely made it to Memphis when the tornado came in. It just tore up this area. It tore Jefferson County up in '62. And we just barely missed it. Oh, look right there, Sterling Wheel. I saw you yesterday on. Thank you very much. I saw what you did yesterday. And you're a warm and generous human being on a shade tree surgeon. Yeah, in fact, I was so proud. Our whole group was on shade tree surgeon at the same time. We was all over saying hello and all that stuff, and yeah. When we show up, we're quite a big crowd. We're all part of the Shade Tree Army. Yep, I know Dave and Cindy. Boy, I'm telling you, they put a lot into what they. Oh, there. Oh, you made it through the night. There's my baby sister. Good morning, baby sister. She made it through the night. Everybody's worried about you. Oh, I'm froze up. Mine's working. Well, I live out here in the woods. There's a high possibility that this thing can go gunny bag any second. But it looks like I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm picking my phone up. It shows me looking at my phone. Yep, there's the phone. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, you panicked me. You know how sensitive I am about me freezing up. uh, I loved it when old Shade Tree was out there with that new motorcycle, and he had to ride it back down Burke's Barracuda. Well, God took care of a lot of people kind of down there. He had some big arms because he had to reach around and hug all the people in Florida that could be that the numbers could have been terrible. Um, well, that's what we need is more laughter. Uh, I laugh because I'm an idiot, but hey, it's better than the alternative. All puckered up whining. I find as I get older, I do pucker up and whine a lot more than I used to. I can tell all of you. Hey, Ray Gregory, I saw your little short yesterday. I sent it. I sent you the short that you posted yesterday. I sent it to my son. I sent it to my son up in Washington, and I just shared it with him. He got a kick out. You know what he does? He's a Volvo parts manager, and Volvo is having a banner year in Washington. They're having a banner year, and they they've the inventory. He ships stuff all over the world. He gets stuff in his warehouse. There's a train. Hell, the train's 3 minutes fast. Well, I was saying, my son at the Volvo dealership there in Bellevue, Washington, he puts my videos on the screen so that when people come by, they go, "Well, who's that good-looking old man? My God, he's good looking." And my son says, "Well, that's Ray Gregory." Yeah, the train just you heard the old steam, and I love that old train. I've had it for years. It's been up there for years, and well, actually, I think some of the works is starting to. It's all digital stuff in there, but it's the hands and everything move analog. But I think that some of the works are the gears in there are starting to get worn. Yeah, the people. They see my son's videos of me doing stuff, and my son always says, "That's my daddy. That's my daddy. He's 84 years old." They go, "Oh hell, you're not tell." Oh yes, he is. He's 84 years old. he he likes to tell him about his old daddy. He's still out there riding the Harley. See, he knows all my life, and he's known there's always been a bike in my life. My sister here, she can tell you, we've had some good ones. Hill climbing. Uh, we used to go to a hill climb. We used to climb the Widowmaker. And my sister's husband and my mother and all the family with all my kids, we'd go out there and set up a place out there, and they would go to watch old Mack do the Widowmaker, attempt to do the Widowmaker. That's hill climbing. You have chains on your tires and all that stuff, and And oh my God, we've heard ourselves so many times over on that Widowmaker. But my mother down there with her casseroles, and her mother-in-law would even come with casseroles. She'd make all these beautiful dishes. Miss Ross, this lady, my mother's mother-in-law. Well, they would be over, and then my brother and Connie's husband would be climbing the hill, and then um, between the heats of us running, um, we'd come over there and we'd eat, drink cold beer. Oh man, my mother liked Budweiser, but we always had a tub full of beer over there with ice on it. Oh, back in them days, you didn't have the alcohol was not an issue with nothing. See, we didn't have driving under the influence until 1975. Mother, Mad Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So we used to have beer barns. Dave, when you wanted a cold beer, you drove into the beer barn and you'd get you a Miller High Life or you'd get whatever beer that you was drinking. And during that, oh, the beer barn was when we used to go down to the beer barn was in San Antonio, Texas. And in San Antonio, Texas, there's only two beers recognized as being real beer, and that's Pearl beer and Long Star. So when you pulled into the barn, you had a choice of Pearl or Lone Star, and you'd get your big glass. But that's the same way when we was racing. See, back in a long time ago, people would be on TV, be smoking right in front of the camera. Well, now that's gone away, and people would be drinking, but that's gone away. And yeah, beer barns. Angelique, yesterday, I when I was cutting that bamboo, there was a big drive. There was one that was 6 inches that had got struck by lightning, and it was all burned up. I mean, it was dried up, and I chainsawed it down. And when I was holding it like this, and she said, "Are you going to play the didgeridoo?" Oh my! Safety gets in the way of good living. I ain't kidding you. Oh man, you know why we didn't have a lot of crazies at Walmart back when we was young. Sterling Will is drunk drivers. There were so many accidents every 4th of July. Hundreds, thousands be killed. Memorial Day, oh, they was killed all over the place, and that got rid of the idiots. You see now they've taken away that from us. And you can go up to Walmart and you see these walking zombies going into Walmart, and that's because of the safety thing. Didgeridoo, something about 2x2 and the didgeridoo. There was a song, and I know Dave knows the words to it. Oh, kind of used to go with us. Well, that one bad day when you broke your neck, you broke a lot of bones, and you. How many surgeries Connie, how many surgeries have you had since you was in the hospital? When I crashed, me and you, we crashed down there on the big sand dune, put me in the hospital for 28 days. How many bones did you break down there when you was, and how many surgeries did you have after we uh, we crashed? It wasn't pretty. She's had so many surgeries from that crash. Well, it was a bad crash. When old Mack has a crash, it leaves lasting memories. Well, I used to love to speed too. Hey, Sterling, Will, let me tell you a little story. We needed cold beer. We was having a party. And so I told my brother, Robert, we were 6 miles from the nearest town. So I gave my brother Robert keys to my Plymouth Fury, which was really hot. It was built to the hilt now. I ain't talking about no stock pussy ass, them, right out of the factory. No, ours is built. And I handed him the keys. I said, go get us some beer. Of course, I had to lay out some chump change. Now, Robert wasn't cheap, but it was my party, so I laid out some money, and old Robert takes off to town. Well, we're partying hardy. The beer's running low. We have shade tree surgeon type women all over my place, and well, Robert ain't back from town, and he's now gone 2 hours. And everybody said, "Oh no, good morning, sick." Everybody said, "Oh no." So we hopped in a friend of mine's vehicle and we drive down to Chowchilla. And so after we looked at all of the bars or places where you'd be getting a beer, and my car wasn't in town. So we went over to the police station. I said, there haven't been any accidents or nothing, have they? I told him about my brother. He said, "Oh yeah, we got your brother right back here." I go, "What?" He said, "Yeah, we got his ass locked up." I go, "You got my brother locked up?" "Yeah, over 100 charges against him." I go, "How in the hell can he have over 100?" Excessive speed, speed competition, and he started listing off the name and all this kind of stuff. He said he's going away. You know how them damn little old Jake Leg Law, that boy said he's going away. So oh wait, brown chicken asked a question. I hope it didn't lose his canopy. Well, at come time, here's what happened: is they was drag racing, and the boy he was dragging racing, he was driving a Pontiac, and when cops turned the lights on, he pulled over. They drugged my brother out from behind the wheel of that Plymouth Fury and put him in the back seat of the patrol car, and they began to commence chasing after the guy that he was drag racing, and he fired his gun out the window at this guy. Well, the California Highway Patrol put a blockade up and caught him, and everything he did wrong, every law that he broke, was applied to both of them because they were drag racing. Part of They were together in it, but he wasn't doing any of those things. But he got charged with so many charges, and so now my brother has to go up before the judge. That old judge looked down there, and Robert had a clean record. My brother Robert is about as good of a man as you're going to get. You'd want him on your side, and because he didn't have no attitude. So um, the judge said, "I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a chance to join the army, or I'm going to send you away for 6 months, in jail for 6 months." So he said, "And don't just tell me you're going to go join the army. You got to come and show me that you have enlisted in the army. Once you show me that you've enlisted in the army, I will dismiss the charges. You're going to be good." She had 3 broken ribs, and I had that something on my hip. have new bones in my neck and rods in my lower. That's just from one little wreck that we had. Um, anyhow, oh, your brother went in jail. Well, what happened is he enlisted. He had to go to Fort Ord for his enlistment and everything. And he gets up there when Robert was, I think, about 13 years old or somewhere in that period of time, 13, 14 years old. He contracted hepatitis from water that was in a tank. Um, he was in the hospital a long time. We almost lost Robert. But when they did the blood work on my brother, they said, "We can't have you, boy." And they cut him loose. Old Robert, he come home with his discharge in his hand. Oh, tire prints. You had tire. Yeah, you got run over. You was like that deer that would run over. Um, Santa got run over by a reindeer. Um, that was an offer. That was a standing offer back. That was back. Vietnam was just getting warmed up, and they needed soldiers. They gathered them up wherever they could get them. Man, I got a frog in my throat today. Maybe that done it. Not quite. Oh, we're so proud. We're so happy that you was safe there. My sister lives down below you. She lives down in the Tampa area, and it looked pretty bad down there. I wouldn't want to be living in Brayton, however they say it, Brayton, so down there where the racetrack is at. Well, I think it was a big tragedy avoided at the last minute. They was all, they was really prepared for it. They had everything up, all your emergency teams in, and I think there was a few lives lost. I don't remember. I don't know how many, but I saw you hear all kinds of stuff at first. Yeah, I got some good vodka in there. My sister Joyce told me about a good potato vodka, and I went up and bought some, and it was good, like she said it was. Really, real good, real good vodka. I noticed when I move towards the camera, I see the light. I see it brightens up. It's got light correction, I guess. Other than just a little shopping we're going to do today, old Mac ain't going to get out around. He's not going to get out much. It's really hot. I worked hard yesterday cutting bamboo. I use a chainsaw. The bamboo is real big. It's that big around. So you have to use a chainsaw to cut it down. Oh, when you was 18 years old, you was playing in the snow and you got 3 broken ribs. Yeah, I remember one time we was up on this mountainside and the ambulance had to haul so many of my family away because we were playing a little hard. I think all of us got hurt. I got hurt, not as bad as you, but um, yeah, we kind of like to live on the wild side a little bit, and you got to pay your price. You know what I'm saying is, hell, when you live hard, you're gonna break stuff. Oh, with the camera, well, I had the camera. I had a in those days I used to have all kinds of cameras, and I had a big camera that was a Super 8, but it was a really nice outfit, and yeah, and we'd go up on the slopes up in oh, not I don't remember, up in the Sierra Nevadas, and we'd get up high up there. One time we got up there, and what happened is everything froze, the snow and everything, and we started crashing, and next thing I know, a lot of my family was hurt. But here we are, still here, still alive, and that's a good thing. You're not really living unless you're out living, sitting around in the house, waiting for whatever till your time runs out. That ain't for me. Yeah, I've broken a lot of bones, so many bones, and they hurt when they break. And you never get used to it either. You don't never go, oh, that's just a little old broken leg. No, every one of them hurts. You can sit around and whine about your broken leg or get out 2 weeks after. Now, I thought it was a week. Oh, I was in the hospital a week, but after I got out of the hospital 1 week later, I'm out. I'm riding. I made a video of it when I started up old Heavy Betty and crawled on Heavy Betty and rode her out here. You got to get back in the saddle. When you get bucked off, you got to crawl back on. That's always been my motto. Well, it's a part of your life. If you're used to riding and stuff, it brings you so much joy. You got to do it. Yeah, that's right. Early, you guys had a terrible. You and your husband had a. It was a terrible event that we had there. Like I say, we ended up down at the hospital. And the funniest thing about when we went to the hospital, we was all sitting there waiting to be waited on, and there was a little Hispanic guy, probably 16, 15, 16 years old, Hispanic, and he had been bitten by a spider. And the lady, the attendant, was trying to find out what kind of spider bit him so they know what how to treat it. And he's in a lot of pain, and he's all swollen up. And so uh, she was trying to get him to describe the spider that bit him. And she said, did it have a spot on its belly? He went, I don't know. I didn't roll it over. I loved it. Little boy, I don't know, man. I didn't roll it over. Like squish it like a bug. Yeah. Probably it was a black widow, I think it was, but yeah, he described it as being a big hairy black spider that bit him. I ran over a tarantula down at Ray Grimm's daddy's house. You don't know who Ray is. Ray passed on this year. He was my brother-in-law, and he lived down on the Merced River. Ray's dad lived on the Merced River. And me and Ray, we went down, I should say Ray and I, we went to see his daddy. His daddy is an older gentleman. And when we was coming out, I had big tars. I had them big, what's called wide ovals or whatever back in them days. Your tires really a part of your street ride. You know, it had to stand out, white letters, wide ovals or whatever, bias ply, belted, all that gimmicks. Well, we ran over a tarantula that big on the road. So we see it, and I heard the car go boom, boom. I run over a spider. We stopped. The spider goes ahead and goes across the road. Obviously, the tire was wide enough, he absorbed the impact or whatever. We didn't squish him. That guy, big old, he was a big one, buddy. I ain't never seen a spider, but that was a tarantula. Tarantula. It was, I guess he lived down around the Merced River. Yeah, there was always something going on in our family. It was always someone was being drugged to the hospital. The girls, they were popping out little babies, and I was busy making babies, and they was busy over there having babies with their husbands, and me and my wives. I got to write a book, Old Mack and His Wives. Ugh, ugh, I don't want to go there. Well, I haven't seen Toga in a couple of days. I don't know. He might have popped in yesterday. I went over to Maria's channel and Ray, I bet you could. Your rides alone, the stuff you would have to tell and things you've seen on the road, and that little scary excursion you took. You went out there and plowed the county ditches out for them. Man, you cut across. Whoa, that's a bad feeling. We were up in Yosemite, three of us, three bikers, and we were coming down out of Yosemite. It's a winding, twisting. It's that's an exciting place to go ride. That's the reason we went up there. She said old Mac had five wives and she had four husbands. We had the market cornered on weddings. Well, we were coming in, we were scraping the pegs, and what happened there? I came into a corner, and they was ahead of me, both of them guys. And when they got in, I could see what they was doing. I know it was going to be, so I get it over. And what happened there is my where my kickstand is, it started sliding, lifted the wheels up. I'm just on metal, and I went, oh no! I'm heading toward the guardrail, buddy. And we were moving, and that thing was going, ah! I could just feel that thing just grating across the. Oh, but we got it sucked back in, and we didn't hit the guardrail. But oh my God, that was close. Woo! That was a scary one. When you come down out of Yosemite, you go through a lot of tunnels that carve back down to Mariposa, they carved a lot of tunnels to come down out of there. And we had my English bike, of course, had big exhaust sound on it. And my brother on his bike, he had megaphone exhaust. You couldn't make enough noise when we was young. And he had megaphone exhaust. And we would be coming downhill at really high speed. And you let off and that thing go, wah, wah. That's the greatest sound in the world. On my street rod, I had a Plymouth Fury that we had it really built. I had the mufflers were called Purple Hornies, and they came off the headers and turned down. And that thing, oh, did it ever have a lot of RPM, big torque, and I always enjoyed the sound of that engine. I had a 425, 427, 425 horse I bought new over at Allen Green Chevrolet in Burien, Washington. I went in to buy a Corvette. I had some chump change on me. I'd got a position at the company. So I got this money. So I go in to buy a Corvette, a 67 Corvette Roadster. And the guy told me, he said, if I took your money, it'd be 6 months before you got a car. And I said, but I really want me a Corvette. Yeah, trumpets. I like that. You got a good sound on your bike, Ray. Uh, he said, I don't care who you are, you ain't going to be able to get a Corvette for at least 6 months. This Corvette we have has got the 427 in it, and everybody's wanting a 427. And at the time when I went over there, I had my wife and two of my little boys with me. And he says, I see you have a family. Why are you wanting a 427? I said, I want a 427. He said, I've got just a car for you. He said, it was ordered. It's a 1966 Chevrolet Caprice, brand new, that has 7 miles on it. He ordered it, and his father come up and put all the money for all these extras and everything. Chevrolet Caprice. It's got electric windows, electric seats, but it's got a 425, 427 in it. It's a L88, aluminum heads. I go, really? He said, yeah, he ordered the whole package. He put this thing together, but then he got drafted to go to Vietnam. And we gave him everything. We decided to give his money back, and the car is available. I went out there. Oh my God, that thing is beautiful. 66 Chevrolet Caprice. It's like a upscale Impala. And it had a close ratio, 4-speed Muncie close ratio. And it came out of the box with 373 gears in the back. Oh my gosh, that little gearbox, you could walk through the gears. It had perfect gates on it. You could just run that thing. That was awesome. When I got 12,000 miles on it, I went and had the engine built in it. That car had conservative 425 horse. As I've gotten older, I've read that probably the horsepower figure is closer to 600 on that L88 than the 425 as they advertised. It was an insurance thing. Ford, Chevrolet, and Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler Corporation did that. Yeah, I got to admit, Chevrolets in those days. I was Mr. Chevrolet. Everything I had was I had Chevrolets, every engine. I had a pickup truck, a '79 pickup truck. Ray, I mentioned the other day. It came with a Chevy 350, 4-wheel drive, short wheelbase, and I took it down to Tacoma. There's a car building company. They build engines down in Tacoma, and Mr. Kenfield, Jim Kenfield, he was the hottest guy in the Pacific Northwest on engines on Chevrolets. Mr. Corvette, they called him. I took it down, and he built me a turbocharged system for my 350. I mean, he totally went through the engine, took, the high compression and changed the head where you could run a lot of boost. He put the big, he drilled and tapped and put the big bolts for the heads so the heads would stay on. And that thing would make, the lights are blinking. Well, power don't go off. That thing would make, I think, 25 pounds of boost. Oh, yeah, our lights, we may go dark here any minute. I mean, it's beautiful out there. It's sunshiny. It's great. And we had the 44 Super Swampers on it, and the thing made a lot of horsepower. Yeah, I like that. The '69 Impala. I had a new '67 Impala, and then I had a '66 Chevrolet Caprice. I had a lot of cars at the same time. I think we had a '67 Impala that it was like a family car. My wife drove it. Hey, Dragon Queen, my friend, can you tell me what's going on in the Middle East? Do you have a moment to tell us? Uh, oh, you're over in Germany. I've seen you on the Live Journey. And Dragon Queen, I say, welcome to Mack's World. This group here is a motorcycle riding group. We moto blog, and you guys say hello to the Dragon Queen. Yeah, she's over in Germany. I have a son that lives in Germany. He's got 4 grandkids, 4 of my grandkids. We're like a universal family. Our family, we're all around the world, and we got ties around the world, and find people like the Dragon Queen that come over to Old Mac's channel. I'm so happy you're here to join us. I think Germany is probably 7 or 8 hours ahead of us, so you're already past the noon hour there, and we haven't had breakfast yet. I told her not don't even start breakfast until 9 o'clock. Yeah, I see. I saw on Live Journey that they're all fired up again with Israel and Iran. Oh, Ray Gregory, my sister, uh, she had a '69 Impala, blue and white. He was in Stuttgart, and he worked as an engineer in a factory in Stuttgart. I don't know. I'm not probably not saying it. Stuttgart. You know where Stuttgart is. He was in the U.S. Army. Where he just ride motorcycle. Me too. He was in the U.S. Army. He fell in love with a girl, and when his time was up, he came back stateside and got on a jet, went back, and he married this woman, Uta. Uta, and they had 4 children, and they've always lived there. Yeah, I know Clifford really well. Me and Clifford, we worked together, kind of. Yeah. Oh, okay. Um, it's a, I guess it's a popular destination. I've never been there. All my children, most all of my children have been there, and anyhow, Dragon Queen in this group here, most all of us ride Harleys, and there's some really good videos on the old Mack channel on the Ray Gregory rides. Look up Dragon Queen. Write this down. Oh no, you're German. You got good memory. Write down Ray Gregory rides. If you go on YouTube and just look up Ray Gregory rides, you'll get to see me and Ray. Some of his latest videos, we were riding our Harleys together. And he came to Alabama. He's over in Georgia. He came over here, and there's Motorbomb. There's another rider right there. Motorbomb Virginia. He's got a choice. He can ride a crotch rocket really fast. I believe he's got an R1, a really fast bike, and he's got then a pleasure bike. He's got his Harley. Harley's not about going fast. It's about looking good. Well, you gotta keep riding to stay with it. You see that the race, she's gonna sub you there, so and this guy, listen to this Dragon Queen, he's got a bike that just it's I think it just rolled 100,000 miles, and he's got his second Harley. It's fixing to roll over 100,000 miles, and they're like new. They're just absolutely they're the kings of the road. He's got a Road King. It is so beautiful. Oh, Sick man! I'll tell you, he does more. Sick is a promoter. Yeah, Sick is a promoter that man. I'm telling you, um, he is Motorbomb. He's the man. That guy does more to promote good quality motorcycle riding. There's not a crazy one in the bunch. Everybody rides. I don't say conservative, but they ride with eyes wide open. You know, always looking because we feel like people are out to kill us. They prove it when we're out on the road. There's always that person on the side road just waiting for you to come by. When you come by, they drive right into you. Hey, Dragon Queen, have some of your mates, your friends, your people that has the same sporting and adventure come and visit with us and come over and join us. We have on Wednesday morning, Ray Gregory Rides has riding and talking of Ray Gregory, and he has his video every Wednesday. He puts out videos almost every day, but on Wednesday, you know you can always find Ray Gregory riding and talking. And I think the riding is starting to slow down because not Ray, them guys got heated suits and they ride year round. I myself, when it gets really cold, old Mac, old Mac, as you know, is 84 years old. He don't have the blood pumper like them guys got them big hearts and they stay warm. But old Mac needs to stay around the fireplace when it when it gets cold. Oh, over on disco, of course you're going to have a wide range. Oh, and we have Time to Go. There's a guy that lives in England. Time to Go. Kime, Kime. Time to Go. He rides. I believe he's got a Triumph rocket, three-cylinder rocket Triumph motorcycle. No, I get cold too easy. I get cold too easy. When I get really cold, I'm just miserable. We got some good people in here. Sometimes that board will be full of people. Now, listen to this. Come to Motorbomb, Virginia. Come to his channel. You know, you got to link him up on Motorbomb, Virginia, and come to his Saturday, like in the evening. He'll have the duct tape. There'll be 10 of us on the screen. And I say us now because after about a year of trial and error, I was finally able to get my system set up to where I could get on his. Last week was my debut to the duct tape network. And so, oh, okay, that everybody's link is in the chat. So, um, yeah, we want to really promote this because uh, we ride for a lot of charitable events. We get together in these rallies where it's all about charity. There's so much money gathered up on these events that we help take care of. Well, we have a program down in Florida, the Forgotten Angels, and that's young men and women that's come out of the adoption system. Been living under state grants and stuff like that, and then they get opportunity to be introduced into adulthood through the Forgotten Angels. I'm not good at describing stuff, but it's really a worthwhile charity. And all these people in here are all about other people. You'll find Dragon Queen, these people are about other people. I'm hugging the Dragon Queen. Two before. There's a guy from Nova Scotia, two before. Mr. Leahy for president. Mr. Leahy for president. My little bird's back on the wire. He's looking in at old Mac. Hello, Mr. Bird. He's looking for him a little beetle. We have these what do they call them things? Stink bugs. Oh, you open the door, and if you leave a crack open, they'll find a way to get in the house. Two before, we're so happy you're here. I'm still sipping a semi-warm cup of coffee. I wish that little heifer had come in here and I'd get her to warm my coffee up. It still tastes mighty good. Well, Motorbum, do you have anybody today that you're going to be something artistically? Oh, the little bird now is on the windowsill. He's over looking right at me. Little old head turned to the left. Uh, if he gets over right here on that side of the window, I'll turn the camera over there. I think he maybe he gets. He's looking now right at me. Uh, Riding on Ruby. He got them little critters all over there at school and safely. Good morning. Oh, the Dragon Queen, she got called away to a meeting, and you missed out on her. You might have been getting stuff ready to get on, but she's an. I'm gonna tell you, there's some good people in this world. Well, we've had a good collection of people in here this morning. I want to thank you guys for coming over and joining old Mac with a cup of coffee. And you guys having to do all the work. You're doing all that typing and stuff, and I'm just sitting here just letting it flow. I'm interested to see how my new system is going to work in the winter time. It's been running pretty successful now here in the summer, but as winter rolls around, I don't know if the foliage, I live in the jungle, but there's a lot of deciduous trees out there and shedding their leaves. And those little 5 gigahertz signals is bouncing around coming off the tower. They have to claw their way through the forest to get to me. And I'm thinking in the wintertime, I might even have a better connection. Oh, I know why the little bird. I've been putting cat food along the rail out there on the deck. When she comes in here, I'll go out and have her go out there and put some cat food along the rail. They're all up in the trees. I can see them over there. They're looking for her to bring that food out, put it on the rail. I went out there yesterday and they was all up there. I sprinkled that food along the top rail, and oh, as soon as I walked away, you hear the little wings just fluttering as they was coming down to the rail and eating off that rail. They'll get them big chunks of. I feed them cat food. They get them big chunks of cat food and they'll fly off with them and eat them. I don't know if it's good for them or not. They seem to love it. Oh, we maybe got some new people showed up over there. I see the old counter over there is ticking up there. I'll tell you what I was really impressed with. Uh, when we was over there on the river in the woods, Ray Greger sets his tripod up, turns it on, goes live on the river in the deepest of the forest, and he's got 29 people in there just like this. As soon as they went, oh hell, he's live. Like, like it's kind of swarming over there. As soon as I pointed my finger at those people, they disappeared. They go, whoa, that's scary. I hear the little heifer. I hear the little heifer. She's gone. I heard her little hoofs leaving out of here. Starsay, we get Moto Bum to fire off his guitar, but unfortunately, he can't do it with the keyboard. Yeah, we got to get the YouTube people when we're doing a live stream to allow us to have voices. I mean, even though we couldn't have pictures, y'all could all be over there talking instead of having to do all that finger typing. Just y'all could talk, and you boys could play your guitars. We don't know what all kinds of changes they're going to be. Um, I got a feeling this thing will grow. Look how fast we've came from the days when we had dial-up internet service. You remember when they used to have the handshake and the old days of the modems. We'd set it up. You'd have to listen to the handshake, and it would talk back and forth, and finally you'd get locked on. And we didn't have in the early years. We didn't have we had a bulletin board. World Wide Web had not got invented yet, so we'd pay some money. I belonged to one in Federal Way, Washington. You paid money, and it had some really good collection of GIF files, and yeah, that was a fledgling beginning of it all. And there was rumors. Everybody was saying, "Oh yeah, they're going to start charging. It's going to be like $1 for every message we send." But you see that didn't happen. But this thing has really grown, made the world so much smaller. A lot less doubts about people. When you meet somebody and um, they're just another human being, just like we are. Sitting, no matter where they happen to be, they're just another human being. And my lights continue to blink on and off. We have more power outages out here. That was almost a shutdown a while ago. Oh no, I forgot. I don't have that hooked up to I've got an auxiliary power supply down here. And it's the big battery, lithium batteries in there. I think it gives me a month. Oh, gives me a long time. It's a $300 or $400 unit. Um, it's got all kinds of USB ports on it, and it's got USB 3 ports on it, and it's got all them plug-in places. And I don't have that plugged into it. If I plug that into it, yeah, even if the power goes off, I'd still be able to stay on the air for quite a while. At least it'd give me enough time to shut everything down. – 89 degrees in Tampa. It's going to be humid. Go sick. Well, I heard the old 9 o'clock train pull in. I'm glad that Riding on Ruby got his job done and got the kids to school. My train is a clock, kind of. My train is on the wall over there, and it's just every hour on the hour, it a train pulls into the station or pulls out of the station, and it's that big around, I guess, round clock. Our brother Charles gave it to me 25 years ago. He gave me that clock. They was going to throw it in the dump. And she's been running all them years up there on the wall. It's hung here ever since he gave it to me. He gave it to me the year, so I've only had it 24 years. Yeah, it's always a tooting and a blowing. I've got it's in the back. You can set it up. All the stuff that you can do to it is on the back side of it. It runs off batteries, and the batteries last for a long time on it. When they engineered that clock, they did a good job. It's like old Mack, it's got longevity. I also had one that had all the birds, and every hour on the hour or I think every 15 minutes, another bird would tweet her. You know, and we had that in Ruth's day room over there, what we call the West Room. And I didn't know, but they let the battery stay in it till they corroded and it damaged the clock. I haven't heard. Two before, I haven't heard. I think everybody did remarkably well, you know, considering how bad it could have been. Oh, here she comes. Honey, hang on. Let me take the opportunity. She just brought me breakfast, and yesterday I ate in front of you, and that I wasn't raised to do that kind of stuff. And this way, y'all can have yourselves a great day. Honey, we love you. Thank you very much for being a part of my show. Coming over in the morning, spend a little time doing a little coffee talk, and come back again. All you guys, two before, Ray Gregory, Motorbum, Sick, riding on Ruby. Come back. God bless you. Thank you, and and give thanks to the Almighty God that has allowed you to be here, enjoying life, sharing your love for the world with other people. That will say good morning to you, and bye bye.